Alien vs. Predator wasn't just a simple creature feature. It was a massive collision of two sci-fi icons, bringing together the acid blood of the Xenomorphs and the advanced weaponry of the Yautja. But behind the action on screen, the production was a war zone of scrapped ideas. A terrifying script set entirely in space was thrown out, an alternate ending involving a ritual sacrifice was cut, and a massive cameo from Arnold Schwarzenegger was scrapped. These are 15 hidden truths about Alien vs. Predator. And hidden inside it, the human survivor was actually supposed to board the ship and leave Earth to become a predator herself. Number 1. The Lost Zero-G Script. Long before Alien vs. Predator took us to Antarctica, the movie was almost set entirely in outer space. In the early 90s, screenwriter Peter Briggs, the same writer who first adapted Hellboy, created a script where a human salvage crew discovers a derelict predator ship drifting through zero gravity. Once they board it, they realize a secret war is already happening inside, aliens crawling through dark corridors, predators hunting in total silence, and acid blood floating as deadly droplets that melt anything they touch. The studio loved the concept but felt it was too expensive and too different from the simpler Pyramid Under the Ice plot by Paul W.S. Anderson pitched years later. So Briggs's entire zero-gravity version was abandoned, leaving all that wild space carnage trapped in draft form. Number 2. The Deleted Honorable End. The ending of Alien vs. Predator was originally much darker and more emotional for Scar. In a scrapped version, Scar realizes he has been infected. Instead of simply collapsing after the Queen fight, he decides to make the ultimate sacrifice. He gives Lex a knowing look and prepares for a final act of honor, using his own blade to stop the creature inside him from ever being born. The idea was to show a predator who understands the risk he carries and refuses to let a new threat loose on the clan. Props for this scene were built and parts of it were planned, but the studio cut it. They wanted the surprise chest burst on the ship to set up a sequel. Number 3. The Blooding Ritual. One of the biggest frustrations fans usually have is when movies completely ignore the comics. But Alien vs. Predator did the exact opposite. The moment Scar removes his mask and burns the alien's acidic blood onto his own forehead isn't just a cool visual, it's a direct frame-for-frame adaptation of the legendary blooding ritual from the original 1989 Dark Horse Aliens vs. Predator comics. In Yautja culture, a warrior isn't truly considered a man until he survives his first hunt and marks himself with the blood of his prey. By faithfully including this ritual on screen, the filmmakers officially turned the comic book rules into real movie canon. Number 4. Schwarzenegger's blocked cameo. Alien vs. Predator almost brought Dutch back from the original Predator. Fox actually approached Arnold Schwarzenegger to appear in a short cameo at the end of the movie. The idea was simple but powerful. After the battle in Antarctica, a helicopter would land near the ruined whaling station. The door would open, and Dutch would step out, connecting AVP directly to the first film. Arnold was interested, but he had one major condition. At that time, he was running for governor of California. He reportedly said that if he lost the election, he would do the cameo, but if he won, he would focus on politics. He won, so the scene was dropped. Number 5. The Human Predator Ending. The ending we see in Alien vs. Predator is already unusual. Lex stands on the ice, and the elder Predator gives her a spear as a sign of respect before leaving. But earlier versions went much further and were inspired by the comics. In the original Alien vs. Predator graphic novels, a human woman named Machiko Noguchi earns a place in a Predator clan and actually leaves with them to become a hunter. Some story ideas and the novelization hint that Lex could have followed a similar path. The spear was not just a gift, it was almost an invitation. One version of the ending suggested she might board the ship and fly away as an honorary member of the clan. The movie pulled back to a quieter farewell, but the comic influence makes it feel like Lex was one step away from becoming the first human predator. Number 6. The 1904 Whaling Station Incident. The abandoned whaling station at the start of Alien vs. Predator isn't just a creepy set piece. In the unrated cut, we actually see the tragedy that happened there in 1904. The flashback shows workers trapped in a blizzard as something starts hunting them one by one. One terrified man hides inside a shack, clutching a rifle, when a predator suddenly decloaks in front of him. But the predator isn't after the human at all. It's tracking something much worse. The camera shifts upward to reveal an alien crawling across the rafters, moments before the two creatures attack each other. This scene explains that the predator hunting ritual happens every 100 years. Number 7. The One-Man Predator Army. The Predator clan in Alien vs. Predator looks huge, but behind the mask it was mostly one guy. Almost every Predator you see on screen, including Scar, Celtic, Chopper, and even the Elder at the end, was played by Ian White, a former professional basketball player who stands over 7 feet tall. That is why the Predators all move with the same powerful, athletic style. He spent long days inside heavy suits, helmets, and animatronic masks, doing fight scenes in freezing conditions and low visibility. Some dangerous scenes were done by stunt doubles, but almost all the movements that make the Predators look cool, the way they walk, turn their heads, stand, and fight, all came from Ian White. After AVP, White became Hollywood's go-to giant alien performer, later playing other creatures in movies and shows. Number 8. The Predalien that almost took over the movie. The final scene of Alien vs. Predator shows a chestburster popping out of Scar's body with tiny predator mandibles. That's the Predalien, proof of the DNA reflex, meaning xenomorphs pick up traits from whatever creature they grow inside. We've seen this idea before with the dog alien in Alien 3, but AVP shows it in the most obvious way. What most people don't know is that the Predalien was originally meant to show up much earlier and completely change the ending. Early drafts and the novelization even show Scar fighting and killing a young Predalien inside the pyramid. Other versions included a huge battle in the ice tunnels where the Predalien attacks both aliens and predators, taking them out one by one. Because of budget and pacing problems, all of that was removed, leaving just one quick tease for the sequel. Number 9. It killed James Cameron's Alien 5. There was a time when fans almost got the ultimate Alien sequel. James Cameron was talking with Fox about returning to make a new Alien movie, and even Ridley Scott was interested in helping shape the story. The plan was to ignore Alien Resurrection and give Ripley a big, serious sci-fi comeback. But everything changed when Cameron learned the studio was moving ahead with Alien vs. Predator. He felt the idea sounded too much like the old versus monster movies, films where two iconic creatures are just thrown together to fight, like Frankenstein meets the Wolfman or King Kong vs. Godzilla. Cameron worried this would make the Alien franchise feel cheaper and less grounded. So he walked away, and his version of Alien 5 quietly disappeared. Number 10. The Ritual Strain Theory. One of the most common criticisms of Alien vs. Predator is the unrealistically fast growth of the Xenomorphs. In Alien 1979, the creature takes many hours to fully gestate before bursting from its host. But in AVP, the entire process seems to happen in mere minutes. This extreme difference has fueled a popular fan theory: the aliens in AVP aren't natural creatures at all, but a controlled ritual strain engineered by the predators. The alien queen inside the pyramid isn't just imprisoned and chained, she's forced to produce eggs on a strict schedule. The theory suggests the predators inject enzymes, hormones, or special chemicals into her body, causing the eggs to hatch into variants that grow at an accelerated rate. Since the ritual hunt is limited to a single night, the predators can't afford to wait for nature. Instead, they essentially factory farm these aliens, ensuring the prey is fully grown and ready for slaughter before sunrise. Number 11. The Lovecraft Blueprint. Alien vs. Predator might look like a simple monster versus monster movie, but the main story actually comes from classic famous horror story At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. The story is about a scientific team exploring Antarctica who discover an ancient city buried deep under the ice. They learn that a powerful, long-lost race once lived there and created another species to serve them, but those creatures eventually turned violent and destroyed their creators. AVP uses the same blueprint. In the movie, the Predators are the ancient builders, the pyramid is their hidden city, and the aliens are the living weapons they once controlled. Number 12. The Hydraulic Queen. A lot of people think the alien queen in AVP is just computer graphics, but the scariest version was completely real. The effects team built a full-size animatronic queen around 16 feet tall, powered by a complex hydraulic system. It took more than 10 puppeteers working together to control her head, jaw, arms, and tail. The queen was mounted on a huge rig so she could rear up, smash into ice, and lunge toward the actors for real. CGI was used mainly for wide shots and to extend certain movements, but most close-ups are that physical machine right in front of the cast. This is why the Queen feels heavy, dangerous, and unpredictable on screen. Number 13. The Lost Anime. One of the strangest parts of Alien vs. Predator's history is something fans have never seen. Around 2016, reports started spreading that a full AVP anime series had been finished in secret. It was said to be 10 episodes long, produced by Fox, and based heavily on the comics. The story would bring back Machiko Noguchi, explore new hunts on different planets, and show a much larger version of the shared universe. Then the Disney purchase of Fox happened. After that, the project simply disappeared into the vault. No official release, no trailer, and no streaming platform. Number 14. Grid the Alpha Alien. The xenomorph with the checker pattern carved into its head is not just a random creature. Fans call it Grid, and it has basically become the boss alien of the movie. Grid is the one that takes out Chopper almost instantly, and then goes toe-to-toe with Celtic in that long, brutal fight, winning against a fully armed Predator. Because of that, many fans see Grid as an alpha drone, a kind of field leader for the Hive. In the story, Grid is also the one that coordinates the swarm to melt the chains and free the Queen, even if it means other aliens get destroyed in the process. The Grid scars were added so the audience could track one specific alien during the chaos, but they accidentally turned it into one of the most iconic xenomorphs in the franchise. Number 15. The Face of the Company. For years, fans of James Cameron's Aliens wondered why the android Bishop looked so unmistakably human. And Alien vs. Predator finally gave us the answer. Even though AVP was released much later, the story actually takes place nearly 150 years before the events of Aliens. The billionaire Charles Bishop Weyland, played by Lance Henriksen, is the founder of the Weyland Industries, the pioneer of Weyland-Yutani Corporation. To honor their founder, the company later modeled their future android line, including Bishop, using Charles's actual face. So the android we meet in the future is literally wearing the face of the man who died inside the pyramid back in 2004. Alien vs. Predator stands as a strange chapter in horror history, balancing incredible practical effects like the massive hydraulic queen against the frustration of a PG-13 rating. It is a film of huge potential that managed to kill James Cameron's dream for a sequel while almost giving us a human predator hunter. From the hidden glyphs on the displays to the blocked cameos and lost storylines, the movie is much deeper than the surface-level fights suggest. It really makes you question if that lost zero-gravity version would have been the masterpiece fans were waiting for. Thank you for watching and sticking around for the hunt. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel for more hidden truths behind your favorite movies.